Hi, I'm Chris Stills. Please come and see me down at the Hang. It's a Gibson J200, and the color is it's called Seafoam Green. It was a gift from Elvis, my dad, for Christmas. Finding out that my dad was in a band called Buffalo Springfield, and having some guy give me a vinyl record of their first record or whatever, and it had For What It's Worth on it. And it's sort of spooky, the fact that it's my dad and everything, but that song, For What It's Worth, just sort of huge moment for me. I played it over and over again all day long. The other song was Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix, and that song, I always thought he was a this real rock god, like black guy who just like thrashed on guitar, and then he wrote this beautiful song, and then I was like, oh well, that sort of eliminated all boundaries for me in music, and I sort of realized that you can actually do anything. Well, the producer of the record, Ethan Johns, I met actually through my dad. He had told me about this kid, Glyn Johns' son. Glyn Johns was producing my dad's record at After the Storm, and after I'd already gone through the whole thing about my dad, telling my dad I wanted to be a musician and be in the record business, and he'd failed at trying to convince me otherwise. He then decided to help me. My mother is a pretty famous pop star in France, and her name is Veronique Sanson, and she's been around since the early 70s, I think 1970, and I guess her early stuff I like to compare to like old Elton John, because she plays the piano, and it was sort of a very like rock and roll feel to it. People in America would say I sound like my dad, and play like my dad, a little bit here and there, but then again, this great little review came up somewhere where they said I sounded like Tim Buckley, which I was really psyched about. But people in France, they say, ah, you sound exactly like your mom. It's amazing. And I've always got on the road with my parents, with both of them, growing up, and just so I had a great chance to see really up close my whole life, stage life, and the stage and the crowd and what you're supposed to do when you get up there, and just sort of I dug it all.